DSCR loan rates fall 3 basis points despite the Fed pause. Mortgage rates just dropped to 6.16% this week, even though the Federal Reserve held interest rates completely unchanged at their January meeting. If you have been following the Fed's every move, this shouldn't make sense. A Fed pause typically signals they are done cutting, which should push mortgage rates higher, not lower. But this week, 3 basis points drop reveals something critical about the next 30 days of DSCR loan pricing. The Fed's non-move that moved nothing. Why mortgage rates stayed calm when markets went crazy. The Fed held its target rate unchanged at its first 2026 meeting on January 28, after delivering 3 consecutive cuts in late 2025. Chairman Powell's statement emphasized data dependence and gave zero new guidance on timing or size of future cuts. Classic Fed speak. We are watching and waiting. Here is what shocked the markets this week. Treasury yields and mortgage-backed securities barely budged. Why? Because bond traders had already priced in January, pause weeks ahead. That stability in the bond market is exactly what kept the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate roughly flat to slightly lower across the week. For DSCR loans, which typically track 0.5 to 1% above the conventional mortgage rates, this meant lenders held pricing steady or trim it slightly. The key takeaway of the week: the Fed didn't reignite a sell-off in long-term yields, which is great, which is precisely what rental property investors needed to see before rates fall further. When stocks crash but mortgage rates don't, the bond market disconnects. On January 28, Mortgage News Daily reported something bizarre. Massive volatility in equities and commodities, but bond markets were roughly unchanged. The average top-tier 30-year fixed rate held around 6.16%, essentially flat for the week despite wild swings in risk assets. This disconnect between the stock market chaos and the bond market calm meant mortgage rates drifted sideways with only a small downward bias. That quiet in treasuries and mortgage-backed securities gave lenders just enough room to shave rates sheets slightly, which lined up perfectly with the modest 3 basis points improvement from 6.19 to 6.16 by week's end. For DSCR loan rates, the message is that credit spreads and lender risk appetite mattered more than macro firework this week. The GDP revision nobody expected. Why stronger growth caps how long rates can go? Here's the kicker. On January 22nd, the Bureau of Economic Analysis revised third quarter 2025 GDP growth slightly higher, confirming the economy was running above trend even as inflation cooled. Reuters flagged the upward revision and markets took notice. Stronger prior quarter growth reinforced the narrative that the Fed can move cautiously on rate cuts in 2026, which prevented long-term yields from dropping sharply. While most of the immediate bond reaction occurred late in the prior week, this stronger growth story continued to cap how low mortgage rates could go during the January 2030 window. That is why we saw a small 3 basis point improvement rather than a bigger slide. Now let's look at the major economic indicators that affect your wallet. The initial jobless claims held steady around 200,000 for the week ending January 24th, reinforcing the higher for longer Fed stance that kept this week's rate drop modest rather than dramatic. GDP updated estimated Q3 2025 growth revised slightly higher, confirming above trends expansions that put a ceiling on how much rates could fall this week. Your move: lock now or gamble on a bigger drop? Here is my take. If you are closing within 30 days, lock now. The 3 basis point improvement we saw this week is real, but it is fragile. The Fed isn't cutting aggressively. GDP growth is holding firm and jobless claims show zero signs of labor market weakness. That combination means long-term yields have limited room to fall further without a major economic shock. If you are closing in 45 to 60 days, consider a float down option if your lender offers it. This gives you protection if rates rise while maintaining creating optionality if they fall further. And if you are in early acquisition stage, watch the February employment report closely. Strong job growth could push DSCR loans rates back towards the 7%, while any weakness could finally unlock the sub 6.5% range rental property investors have been waiting for. So in summary, DSCR loans rates fell 3 basis points this week to the most competitive levels since early 2023. But the Fed's cautious stance and firm economic data mean further drops require either weakness growth or a bond market shock. And just like that, this is already all news. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more expert insights on real estate investing. If you are ready to take the next step or have questions, call or text me at 718-300-3503. I am here to help you understand the market, find smart loan options, and turn today's challenges into tomorrow's cash flow.
If you want to learn how to use financing to grow your portfolio, check out my DSCR Loan Tips and Tricks playlist. Inside, you'll find powerful strategies, lender insights, and real-world tips to help you close more deals and maximize your cash flow.